Hello there, I'm Mark Anthony Davis. This is an update video, just kind of updating you on stuff. It's gonna be probably a little more personal compared to stuff previous, but I felt like this is a good point for me to just talk about what I'm thinking of right now personally, and I don't want to stay here too long. I don't want to take much of your time, so I'll try to make it quick. But I just want to tell you where I'm at right now, where this channel's at, where I'm looking to go right now. Because things have been kind of tough. I got some good news, I got some bad news, and obviously I had to write some of the stuff down so I can keep my points coming succinctly. So if I look down, that's what I'm looking at. Um, or I guess it could be I'm very poor with eye contact as I look at this lens. Anyways, so what spurred me to make this update video, because I didn't plan on making any update videos, update shows, or anything like that for a while. Uh, I had a little bit of an emotional breakdown the other day, where for some people they go, I guess I'm looking into this because I want to understand why this happened. Apparently, some people go into like catatonic state. I wasn't close to doing that. Some people like just go nuts. They all act like psychotic and stuff. They just go outside of normal behavior. Or, when I try to find what the emotional breakdown was, for me, I just was uncontrollably crying for about 10 minutes when I was on the phone with my mother and sister, because I constantly talk to them to see how can I get through my problems, my uncomfortability with life. How can I realistically tackle my problems, some of which I'll talk about in this here video. So if you don't want to hear about personal stuff, you really don't care, you subscribe for Pokemon videos or wrestling reviews or whatever, you're my friend. I think if you care about my channel somewhat, you care enough to subscribe, I think you probably should listen to this video. I won't be able to tell you my whole story, but hopefully you get enough to get where I'm coming from and how this will affect the channel going forward for at least a short term. I mean, nothing is a long term here on YouTube, even though I do have some long-term goals. And as of late, obviously, this has affected the schedule a little bit, because I'm about last 2 weeks are pretty off schedule. So me breaking down on the phone, crying uncontrollably, sobbing, one of the hardest cries I've had in a while. Probably, it's one of the few times. I remember a mom asked me after I cried all that time. She asked me, how do you feel after all that? I was like, you know what? I don't understand what exactly is the core of my issue, but I feel good for once because I actually felt a strong emotion. I don't normally feel strong emotions. So I guess you could take that, me crying was like a culmination of all the repressed stuff. I'm sorry about that, repressed stuff in my psyche, I guess. But I took it as a good reset point to maybe look forward and try to make myself satisfied in the short term, because it seems what I'm doing now is not satisfying short term or long term or mid term views. I'm not. I don't know. I'm just not doing well generally. I'm trying to find a more balanced way to tackle life. But I know I have to make a change because lately I haven't been very satisfied with myself. I've been quite disappointed. With school, relationships. I'm not good at managing friendships. Not. I'm kind of disappointed with my YouTube videos, the quality of them, the performance of them. It's just, I'm kind of unsatisfied with my life, because even after you go to school and you do work and you study for that, and you do tests and stuff, you do fine. You have, YouTube is kind of like my professional goal. You do that, you work on it, and you try to do the best you could do, and then you stop doing that, and then it's time for yourself, this personal time. When you wake up in the morning, when you take a break in the middle of the day, when you're having your evening to yourself, you have the times to just worry about your well-being for yourself. And I wasn't giving myself that time or enough time to really take care of myself and think about where I am right now, where I need to be, and kind of like being thankful for where I am. And this is not meant to be like a motivational video or anything like that, but I think it might seem obvious, it might seem hackneyed or trite, but I feel like I kind of need something like that, or just something just to give some of my day to day a little bit of fulfillment. Because I used to do a thing where I would set out an hour a day to play video games, but since I haven't been buying any new video games, I really don't have that thing to look forward to every day. I mean, I do love the games I have, and I do replay them quite a bit. And, sometimes trying to get something new in there when everything seems so much the same. it could become a little, life just becomes rote and start to lose meaning on the sight of your goals and stuff like that. So just to get to the point, uh, I feel like I feel kind of silly crying though, because I feel, looking back on everything, I feel like I have multiple opportunities in my life, and I feel like I'm wasting them away. Uh, internships that I didn't want to pursue, job opportunities that I didn't care for because I was kind of like, I guess, stubborn. I guess there's multiple times where I just feel like, or even college itself. I really don't want to be in college, even though I know it's a wonderful opportunity to have, not free. I'm about to say free access. No, uh, easy access. Easy. I mean, it's not even easy. See, that's the thing. College is a great opportunity if you go get a degree, and to get somewhat of an education. I mean, not it's not better or worse of education you can probably do yourself from buying books or even watching YouTube videos for like history stuff, but it does give you an opportunity to make relationships, professional, personal, otherwise. And I feel like I'm wasting that. I'm also feel like I'm wasting opportunities on YouTube, not exactly, doing every idea, doing my best ideas, I guess, not collaborating more. I just feel like I'm just taking things for granted, and I feel bad for that. I'm a 20-year-old who doesn't have much money, never had a girlfriend, doesn't have stable friendships or consistent friendships. I'm not making enemies by any means, but my friends are not, I'm not nasty to them. They're not nasty to me, but I just feel like it's not consistent with communication. Stuff like that. That stuff like that can lead to a very bad life, or a very unsatisfying life. And when you look at it, I don't know how I made it this far being as calm and cool, collected as I am, and then having that single outburst, it makes sense. Then, you need to have something that's a little more subtle, like this environment. I have to record videos in this community room because my room is not a great room to record videos in, because the walls are very thin. You can hear everything that's going on. I joked before that I can hear my roommate having sex and his penis hit the back of his girlfriend's vagina. As I can hear a lot. That's my point. And just it's not a great. It's a very closed-in space. It's not great ventilation. So if you pass gas, you're gonna be smelling that for the next couple of days, because you just like, you can open the window like 3 inches. Because I guess in the past at other colleges, maybe even at this one, they had, since you can live on a second, third, or fourth floor, people were opening up the windows the full way and jumping out or something. So they only let you open the window like 3 or 4 or 5 inches, like barely anything at all. You could barely get your hand through the bottom of it. I guess they don't want you committing suicide due to academic related stress, which is wild. Maybe that should tell you something about the academics. Don't make the window open smaller. Maybe make the academics or the schedule a little more lenient on the kids. Or on the young adults, I should say. Let me get down to the main points. So mental issues in general. I think I'm pretty confident in saying that I have depression. I don't know what the severity is. It's probably not like super bad, but it's mild in the middle. I would say I have probably mild, and it recurs quite often. I've probably been mildly depressed for most of the last 5.5, 6 years, and, that's always been something I had to deal with. I am somewhat, I wouldn't say high functioning depressed person, because I couldn't say I function really anything. But, I function well enough. I get through life, and maybe that's not a way to live. That's no way to live. Just getting through life. But I have gotten through life to this point. I made it to college, last semester I made it on the dean's list, so that's all cool. But, what I was going to say, I also have, issues with like accepting things that are subpar. So I used to live in a very bad apartment complex, a very bad building. Wasn't really taken care of. It was poor structurally. It was a bad environment to live in. New Orleans East, the poor part of New Orleans East is no place for a human to live. Even in that statement, that's privilege there, because at least I'm not living in, South Sudan, where they're constantly having, a perpetual state of civil war. So I mean, I could be thankful about that. But even in my mind, I just became, you become one with that lackluster environment. And that has an effect on you because what you see, what you live in every day becomes internalized in your self-worth. And I gotta say, self-worth is not very high in me, even though I'm very ambitious. It still has an effect on you, even though you want better. You constantly see that for all of your life. So I do have some deep-seated mental issues that need to be dealt with. It's going to take a long time. It might even take as long as time. It might take as long as time for me to solve them as the problems have been affecting me. That's what I'm trying to say. But it's possibly over the short term, this recent term, having more stress due to I could possibly be overly ambitious with the schedule and what I want out of the videos. It could be school. I mean, school's pretty fucking easy. I mean, it's stressful when you don't know how many absences you have and you don't know, like, can I get away with skipping this time? Because there's some class, like, I think the limit at the school is you can only miss 3 classes without getting penalized. And, I don't want to go to class most of the time, so I'm like, I'll use all 3. And I'm pretty sure, like, it's been exactly a little less than a month. No, I think it's been exactly a month, actually, since school started again. And I already missed 1 class 4 times. I missed 3 other classes. No, I missed 2 classes 4 times and the other 2 classes 3 times. So I can't miss class anymore. That's how much I really don't want to go to fucking class. I don't want to be in college anymore. I don't think it's I'm not gonna say college isn't for me. It's just school, it's just work, it's just learning. But I don't want to be here anymore. I'm just I don't want to be a broadcaster. I don't want to be a major in any of these fields. I don't really care. But so that is stressful thinking about. You're constantly working on things that you don't find valuable, and they're really stressing you out. So, and that kind of impedes progress on the stuff that you do care about, which is all of my other creative things that you'll see soon enough. So the consequences in the short term, again, is being behind schedule. Not only in school, obviously. I'm quite behind schedule in school, but we'll make a do with that. But I'm also behind schedule with this channel. Behind schedule, UWL, it's like a week and a half behind. No, just a week behind. And that's because UWL takes a lot of work to do sometimes. 'Cause I have to make the characters, and I try to make them all different and unique and have their own stories. It takes a lot of time to record all the matches. It takes a lot of time to edit that bullshit down. Then have to do commentary. I'm not gonna it's a long process. It takes a lot of time to do. By the time I kind of get lost in how much time it takes sometimes, but it just takes a lot of time to make videos like that. It takes a little bit less to do the wrestling reviews. So I just watch it, kind of get my ideas together, and I go talk about it. And I don't know how good that has been. Apparently some people like it, but I don't know. I feel like I'm not good at that quite yet. I don't feel comfortable doing that. But still, the content has been, for the most part, in January, it's been on the nose with the schedule and stuff. But I guess the stress and the overworking and the not necessarily long nights, but it's not giving myself that time to just relax and focus on myself. And I've been telling myself, and I guess it's kind of a lie, is that this is me. This is me time. Because investing in this now will pay off, immediately in the short term, getting some views and subscribers, but in the long term, getting what you want, which is that, all the subscribers need and views and all this stuff that you need to, get out of college or have that life you want or do this at least part-time and be better. I mean, ultimately is to make the content because, I have a vision. What I want this channel to be. And I feel like the only way to see the vision through is to do this full-time because, it'd be very hard to be a broadcaster and be a YouTube guy and all the other stuff I want to do. But another consequence I would say is not thinking through the views thoroughly enough. I mean, the videos thoroughly enough. So something like this I've been thinking through, and maybe it shows in how I speak. But I've been thinking about this, and I recorded this video actually 2 days ago, and I'm thinking, I could do it better. So I came, and did it today after writing down some bullet points about it, and had some time to think about it. But for most videos, I don't have days to really think about it. Well, I mean, for UWL, I did book out all the matches for the next, all the big matches for the most part, next for the rest of this year. But in terms of wrestling reviews, I don't have much. I feel like I'm just so rushed in a way because I watched this show and I want the review up to be the next day, so I have a chance for more people to see it outside of my subscribers and thus the channel grow. And I think they've been good enough. Some have been hits, some have been miss, but I think I could do better, and I should set myself up in a position where I can properly prepare. Something with wrestling reviews really can't turn around on unless you're reviewing a retro show. With video games, I feel like I prepare a lot because I like to play older video games, stuff that came out in the 90s or early 2000s, or games I just played a lot. That I feel like they came out, they're well known. Anyone who wants to know everything about them, you can. And I'm the type of person who plays a game, I want to know everything about it. So that does well. I think that showed up my Pokemon Red and Blue walkthrough, which is going to come to an end this month. I'm telling you, it will end this month. By the end of the month, I'll have the last 2 parts up. But so that's another consequence, not thinking through my videos enough. And I talked about this next problem before, is my environment. Not a great place to record videos, and not a great place just to live. I don't think, I have it better than a lot of people. I have a lot better than my friends who live. And basically, it looks like when I walked in there, it looked like a fucking World War II or World War One mortar shell bunker. Like, it's just like under the ground. It's all a bunch of like dimly lit hallways. And you open your room, and it's a perfectly fine room, I guess. It's just this big room. It's kind of like this room. I guess you can't see, but this is like probably, I don't know, 25 by 15 room. Maybe even smaller than that, where 2 people have their beds, and they have 2 dressers, 2 armoires, or whatever you call them, and then they have a sizable bathroom. It's actually bigger than my bathroom, but it's 2 people living in this one big room. That's no place to live. That's no way to live, in my opinion, for young adults. Maybe you could do it as kids. I mean, I did it as kids. I had bunk beds with my sister in a really small room as a kid. But that's no way for young adults, like men and young women, to live. They're like, no, you're supposed to become your own person here. I mean, I guess becoming your own person is antithetical to fraternities and sororities, but I don't think that should be foisted on people for living conditions. I think you should be given your own space. Even the apartments, you don't have your own space. You should share space. That's a complaint made for a discussion for another day, but I just don't feel like this environment is conducive to my happiness, because I was always looking forward to living by myself when I moved down and come to college. That's why I really was excited when I came here, and I just realized that it's just the same thing. It's just with strangers now. Anyways, next thing is this general unhappiness. None of this makes me happy. College doesn't make me happy. I don't really want to do anything that's here. I don't know. I don't have any interest in really going to any of these clubs. Like the anime club or philosophy club. I don't have any interest in that. I just kind of want to stick to myself, and for now, and work on what I want to see. Talk to my friends sometimes. It'd be nice to have a girlfriend, but I'm not very good at that. Talking at the women, I talk to the ladies every day, and I don't know what I'm doing. But that's fine. My unhappiness, I don't think is mostly born from that. I think it's mostly desiring things that I do not have right now. And I'm becoming very impatient. It's not a virtue, obviously. That's what Betty Tales taught me, or something. Anyways, so it makes videos hard to record, obviously. This environment, me being of low energy most of the time, does make things less to record, even though I feel like I have a lot of passion. It's just there's very few times it's ever translated in the video, and that's disappointing. I feel like it's all a bunch of wasted opportunities if I can't translate how I feel into a video or into the microphone, or just, that's just not, it is not right. It's not good. But so another problem here is furthering an unfulfilled life. So I'm trying to get to it's like a swirling toilet. What's the saying? You just keep going downwards. Like you feel bad because you grew up in a bad environment. You feel bad for most of the reasons. You start to feel bad, and you try to make it better, and your efforts to make it better don't exactly work. So you feel worse from that. And then it's just, things just get worse and worse as you get more desperate in how you try to make yourself good. You might turn to drugs, you might turn to prostitutes and all that. And then it's this swirling thing. It goes down and down. Now, I'm not there yet. I'm probably at like the second or third level. I'm not desperate enough, to, stick heroin in my dick hole yet, but we're getting there. But I would be getting there if I didn't do something like this, where I was honest with the people who seem to care about me. I was honest with my sister, my mother, and subscribers. You'll see. You decide to watch this whole thing through. Maybe it's just enough for me to say it to a camera and upload it. Maybe that's enough for me to kind of reset and focus. But let's see what's next here. Oh, my phone's about to die. That's good. So another consequence is not wanting to watch wrestling or work on videos, really. I started to dread the monotony of the process, especially UWL videos, because I know it takes a lot of time. It takes so much time out of you, and you feel like it takes so much to get what I want out of it that, you just kind of get drained. Like you work, say you work 6 hours on something. I don't know, it's just, I described the process and all that already. It's kind of hard to work on one thing when you got to focus on 3 other things. You got to focus on your 4 classes. You got to focus on, your responsibilities of, being monetarily responsible. Also having a social life. Also, having time to relax. All this stuff you got to worry about. I guess that's what being an adult is all about, is managing your responsibilities. But I feel like if you really wanted to, you could live a pretty simple life. Is that, I guess, your ambitions kind of get in the way of that. I don't know. Or, being too ambitious gets in the way of that. But, so, the consequences of all this, plus a bunch of stuff I never said, that's, years of stuff that necessarily don't want to get into right now because my audio recording is like at 23 minutes in. I don't want this to be over half an hour. Hopefully I'll edit empty parts out or something like that. But the consequences was that full emotional breakdown, just crying, just trying to let everything out, even though I don't know exactly what I let out metaphorically. Cause, obviously I let tears out and spit and snot, all that stuff you do when you cry really violently. But I was just talking to my mom about all this stuff. Like, this is what my life is. I do these things and I want to make it better. I'm not satisfied. This is where I want to be. I want to be here quickly. In terms of, I want to live myself. I want to get an apartment. I need to get a job. I want to get out of college, And I just had this, I don't know. She started talking to me more and more. Something came out of me. I just started crying uncontrollably. And I held it in while my mom was talking to me. She didn't know over the phone that I was crying at the time. Then my sister got on the phone, and I just couldn't hold it in anymore. And I probably cried for about 10 minutes. I don't know how much time. It was a long time. It's a long time. And I tried to fight it back a lot. But eventually it just became too much to hold back anymore. So after that, I guess the solution to these problems, be living a balanced life, a meaningful life where I take care of myself so I can become better. I guess the thing is, what's exactly taking care of yourself? Eating well, exercising, taking time to just do things that you want to do. But I made after that day, I made a list of priorities. So I wrote 15 things that I find very important. And I wrote 15 things down, just important things, not necessarily in any order. After I wrote the 15 things, I ordered them in terms of what's the highest priority to the lowest priority. Now, I'm going to do a screenshot of the list and then show you, but then in the under each thing, I wrote like, what's 5 things I could do to help solve that problem. But With all that being said, I don't know if I described it well enough or eloquently enough, but I gotta say, going forward, I'm gonna have a little bit lighter of a schedule. I won't be uploading 2 to 4 times a week like I have been. I'm gonna focus on doing for the next 2 weeks of this month 2 times a week, and then in March I'm aiming at 3 times a week. So I'm just gonna focus. I'll tell you because I did plan out March as well. I think 2 videos a week actually will be very good for the next 2 weeks. I have a lot of time to prepare for these last 2 videos for Pokemon Red and Blue, and I actually the first day in March I believe is a Friday. Either the first Monday or the first Friday in March, I'll be uploading uh, my first video game review, first full video game review. And I felt like it would be fitting for it to be this Let's Play that I've been doing for a year and a half. Obviously, I haven't been uploading every day. It's only going to be a 50-part series, but I was thinking my first review may be Sonic Generations. That might be the next one actually after this, but I feel like the Gen 1, the first games of my favorite series of all time should be my first review. So after I finish the Pokemon Red and Blue walkthrough, I'll do a full game review. I'm expecting it to probably be in 30-minute range. I'm pretty long way gone. I'll try to write everything actually. It'll be a pretty scripted video, but it should be good all the same because I'm better at reading than I am probably talking extemporaneously. So that's in terms of this channel's priorities. In terms of content. This month, we're finishing up Pokemon Red and Blue, do a review beginning of March. Next Let's Play, I'm just going to be upfront with you guys. It's going to be Sonic the Hedgehog for the Genesis. I'll be playing the port on Xbox One, but it's the same thing, I'd rather play with I never actually played the game with a Genesis controller, but anyways. And I'll be trying to do something a little bit different. I don't know if it's going to be too different, but I try to... The amount of information I did with my Pokemon Red and Blue walkthrough, I was trying to translate that to Sonic the Hedgehog. So I think that works, and it would be interesting and something different. Because the way I play the game isn't interesting. Everyone kind of plays the game pretty much the same when it comes to Sonic the Hedgehog. But, so yeah, I'm looking forward to this stuff. I'm really happy that, I guess I'm not really happy. Well, I'm happy I have somewhat of a plan. I always have a plan, but it always comes down to the execution of that plan. So here's for trying to execute that plan. Also, when it comes to shit, drop my phone there. So when it comes to UWL New Japan reviews, I gotta say, let's start with the bad news first. UWL takes up a lot of my time, and I gotta say, I'm probably not gonna get much of it because WWE 2K19 videos are extremely, it's an oversaturated market in terms of that. And I hate to say it like that because I really had a vision of UWL. It's a long time to make, but speaking of that oversaturated content market, it's very hard for a new person to come find those videos and seeing my views. My subscribers don't really care for it. They don't think it's the most important content on my channel. And maybe one day I come back to it, but I gotta say, UWL is canceled. Universal Wrestling League is canceled. So if you're ever interested in UWL, you can, and you have like your own wrestling promotion that you want to start up. Hey, all those wrestlers now are free agents. So go ahead. And I did record UWL Monday episode 6. I might upload that if I finish editing it. I just actually think the day of my breakdown was that day I was editing that episode and doing commentary in my room, and it was very uncomfortable. I don't know if the commentary showed it, but I was in a very uncomfortable situation because I hate recording videos in my room. But maybe I'll upload that this week if I get so much time. I feel like it. I don't know. There was one important thing that happened on that show, so maybe I would. But anyways, but New Japan reviews. I'll be trying to catch up with New Japan. I'll be recording reviews of the last 2 shows in the beginning tour. Sometime later this month, New Japan Cup is gonna be the next really big thing, and I'm gonna be behind on that. Like I made in my schedule, I made on purpose so I could be behind on that because it'd be very unrealistic for me to have a review. Like the shows I paired up in like every show I paired up into a review. So one review will have 2 shows worth of reviews in each video I upload. Say it like that. And I think in total there's gonna be a lot of New Japan Cup shows that I have to review. So I know I'm behind on that. So I'm not gonna be trying to be too ambitious and try to get everything at once. As long as I'm on point with the Madison Square Garden Super, not Superdome, a Madison Square Garden Super Show. If I get my review up like that night or next morning, I think I'll be perfectly fine. I think that video will get hundreds and hundreds of views because that one's going to be the one with a lot of traffic about it. That's going to be a big one. It's gonna be big. That's pretty big for my channel too. So I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, I'm slowly just trying to get back in New Japan things. I didn't see the Jay White match, but I did see that Jay White won a title. At least I thought I did. I saw a thumbnail of it, but I was shocked in a way that I'm like, oh, all those storylines I built up in my head about Tanahashi, winning this match and going far past and having Tanahashi Naito for the championship or Tanahashi Okada at the Supercard show. I already just went in my head like Tanahashi's going to go on and do these great things. But no, title reign lasts a month and loses to Jay White. And it's bad timing. I'm not mad at Jay White won. It's just poor timing. And I'm really to see how wrestling fans, New Japan fans, are going to interpret this because I bet. I'm looking forward to doing the research and seeing how they feel and then recording the video because I feel like so many fans are going to interpret it wrong, have dumb opinions, and be dickheads about it. So, because I think, I know it's an odd place to say it in this type of video, but it's like Sonic. The worst thing about Sonic and the worst thing about wrestling is the fans. And I'll leave that. That should be a video for another day as well. But, so, let's wrap things up now. So, so all in all, I'm just trying to think through my problem, trying to find some solutions, and I'm just trying to become the greatest YouTuber I can be, the greatest person I could be, trying to find a way out of all these bad environments. I want to live comfortably. I want to live simply. Right now, this bullshit in my life keeps complicating stuff. So when it comes to YouTube, though, I really need to focus on just creating the best content, just thinking through everything I say in these videos, thinking through when I upload. I need to focus on the content being as best it could be, focusing on gaining an audience different ways, and I really want this channel to grow, and I'll be very interested in seeing what my audience will look like at 1,000 or 10,000 subscribers. Like what is the content and personality of my audience. And I do want to say is here in the outro, I think ultimate goals, I guess, kind of should be realistic. It shouldn't be unrealistic to be like your ultimate goal is to be happy in life. Ultimate goal is to have a legacy. My ultimate goal, I'm not saying this is examples of ultimate goals. My ultimate goal is to have a family and all this. Like that would be most people's ultimate goals and stuff. I guess some people, my ultimate goal is to be a billionaire. Like, no, that's a nice thing along the way. But a billionaire puts you in position. Like, why do you want to be a billionaire? Oh, I want to be a billionaire so I can be secure financially and, buy stuff that would make my life more enriching and happier. Well, that's your ultimate goal, and it's to be happy and satisfied and comfortable, not to be a billionaire. So I never say stuff. I never put my goals like my ultimate goal, something like that. Your ultimate goal is to be something intrinsic and realistic and obtainable because it can be obtainable through a multitude of means. But I think that's lesser goals, like short-term, mid-term, even like longer-term goals that are not necessarily ultimate. Can be time to time be ambitious and seem kind of unrealistic, but it only seems unrealistic because you haven't done it and other people haven't done it. But doesn't mean it's impossible. I could be, what if my goal was to be next man on the moon? I guess that could be done. It could be. I have no ambition for that. I guess it's something a little bit more earthly. I wrote it down here. So my goal for by the end of this year, maybe a little unrealistic, a little extreme, but my goal is to have, by the end of the year, 50,000 subscribers. Saying it now, 50,000 YouTube subscribers on this channel, I tell you. You know, and when it comes to stuff like that, with a goal like that, why shoot low? Like, by the end of the year, I just want to have 500 subscribers. Fuck that. I want 50K. I want 50K subscribers. I mean, I want more, but that's what I'm aiming for. That's a goal that I'm aiming for. I think I could do it. I'm gonna make the content that warrants 50K, at least 50K subscribers at the end of the year. So I'm not gonna work myself to death trying to do it though. I'm just gonna focus and use the time that I have, that I put aside. Not putting aside, this is a priority, that I use for this channel. I'm gonna make the best out of that time. Focus really hard, not trying to make so much content. Still gonna be a lot of content over the course of the year, but still just focusing on the greatness and conciseness of that content. Make something palatable that everyone wanna watch. But that being said, I gotta say thank you for watching. And next up on the platter will be Pokemon Red and Blue Part 49 and Part 50. I believe Part 49 will be going up Friday. Part 50 will be the Monday afterwards. So in 8 days, you have Part 50, the last part, Pokemon Red and Blue. I have my work cut out for me. That even applies here, but I'm ready to tackle it. I'm ready, just ready to go. This I guess proves as a good reset point. It's in February. I don't want this February to be like the last one. And in the first half of February, it was looking like that. It was looking like I was repeating history. Something has to change. I have to be smarter about my time. I have to focus, and I can't give up. I got to be smart. But I made this video just kind of get that level with you. I normally don't want to do something like this because, at the end of the day, this is a show business, kind of. I mean, it really is. And show business, at least back in the day, the audience is here for, the saying was, fuck, I'm fucking shit up. I'm bad at show business, obviously. But the audience is here for you in a way. But you are also here for the audience. It's a symbiosis. It's not me trying to leech every single view. I'm trying to get every single person that will benefit off this. I guess it's a matter of mindset, but I am trying to get every view out as I can, but I want to keep them. I want to create something that every single person that comes in this video can respect and come back for more. So, and usually being personal, I guess getting to my point, being something personal and talking about personal issues is not necessarily something that people come for because, at least the people, at least my subscribers, or most gaming/wrestling channels do not come for the personalities' personal problems. They come for the personality talking about wrestling or commentating over video game footage. But anyways, thank you for watching this. And thank you for all the support you gave me. Thank you for subscribing. And that's a vote of confidence. You said that, you saw something here that that you liked. And, that tells me something in your eyes. I'm doing something right. And I'm going to just try to do better. I'm not just going to try to do something right, try something good. I'm going to try to make something great. And what does great mean? How does great manifest itself in Marc Anthony Davis YouTube videos? Well, you'll see in time. But anyways, thank you once again. Have a great day, a beautiful night. Goodbye.